Greetings and welcome to another episode of Q Points Podcast. I'm DJ Sir Daniel.
And my name is J. Ray, sometimes known by my government as Johnny Ray Cornegay III. And Sir Daniel,
Yo.
we about to talk about a diva.
The diva of all divas. You know, recently, Stephanie Mills, Shaka Khan, Gladys Knight, and the incomparable Patti LaBelle have taken the United States by storm by going on an amazing tour to showcase the talents that they have honed for the past almost for half a century.
Absolutely.
And they have been receiving nothing but love and nothing but strong accolades. And it got us to thinking about the mature dolls.
Yes.
The mature, I call them the mature
that
dolls.
That is you have coined that phrase because Sir Daniel, and this is a very, from the era that we grew up in. Of course, we grew up seeing these women on TV. Yes. They would be on specials. They would always be singing on something. You know, they were just omnipresent. But when we really think about it, these women were seasoned in their careers, right?
Yes.
And in the early to mid 80s, all of a sudden, these mature dolls were next level.
So J. Ray and I are discussing the fact that by the time we became aware of Patti LaBelle, by the time we became aware of Patti LaBelle had already been in the industry for 20 years.
Yes.
She was experiencing a new life as an artist. Yeah. She was a mature doll at the time. This amount of time, this space of time that we're discussing, Patti LaBelle had turned 41.
Jesus.
41, and when you think about it, for women especially, 30 is a death sentence. 30 is like they want to push you in a corner and put you away.
Yep.
But for the mature dolls like a Patti LaBelle, they overcame that and they become something of a phenomenon. And that's what we're going to discuss on this particular episode of Q Points Podcast, the Mature Doll series. And this first doll that we're going to discuss is none other than Patti LaBelle. You know, what's Patti's real name? It's Patricia Holt.
Oh, let me look it up. What is Patti LaBelle's real name? I got all my stuff here. Patricia Louise Holt.
Yes.
Patricia. From Philly.
From your neck of the woods. And I love calling her Patricia because it's just so, you know. Hey, yes. Patricia. J. Ray, why do you love Patti LaBelle?
Ooh, that is a good question. I love Patti LaBelle because she combines immense talent with showwomanship. So it's not just that she is going to sing the roof down. She is also going to be entertaining while she does it. And you know, the other thing I like about Patti LaBelle is Patti LaBelle can cook. Like Patti LaBelle has been very clear about being able to cook. You know, I like a kitchen. So that's what I really like about her is one, she's incredibly talented and she's going to do that, but she's going to be like really entertaining while she does it. What about you? What do you like about Patti?
It's well, you know me. I love people that are outrageous but in a creative and beautiful way. There is a tenderness and an agape love that I feel from Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
Like when she sings I'm love.
Yeah.
And when they sing what can I do for you, and they talk about love, what's your name? I'm love. I believe that. I really do feel that from her. And I think the history shows that you cannot last in this industry. You cannot maintain the fandom that she has without being a genuine person and without people really feeling that love from you. Yeah. So I think that is something that she has been able to channel using her gifts, her voice, That's how she's able to draw you in as her kitchen kinfolk. That's how she's able to draw you in because she's just that vessel. So
Yeah.
I and again, you know me, I'm the king of camp around here. I love foolishness. I love when it's done right. When people that are can do it and they can do it right.
And Patty is definitely that. And so in terms of the era, right? So Sir Daniel was talking about the fact that so Patti LaBelle's breakout year kind of happens in 1984. So this is an interesting time period. So we did a show, y'all should go back and check it out, on the Divas of 83. One of
Mhm.
the divas of 83 was, of course, Patti LaBelle, and Patti LaBelle had dropped a record that year, which we talked about this on the show. I did not realize that Love, Need and Want and If Only You Knew were on the same album, which was on her I'm in Love Again Philadelphia International record, came out in 1983. I literally, I thought those was on two different records. Anyway, so Patti LaBelle has a big year, right? So 1983 becomes a big year. This I'm in Love Again record includes like some jazzy numbers, um, some quintessential kind of Philly early 80s production, but then it's these two major ballads are on the album.
Yes.
So coming out of that, Patty's hot. You know what I'm saying? And culturally, just to kind of set the stage for why this could even happen. I don't know if this is true, Sir Daniel, but I think it might be. I think actually Michael Jackson has something to do with why all of what we're talking about with the Mature Dolls was able to be a thing.
Okay.
Because Thriller happens in 82. Michael Jackson kicks open the door of MTV and just black artists existing outside of black households, right?
Mhm.
So black artists obviously were always universal, but there was like a black lane and then there was like a white pop lane. Michael Jackson was like, I'm doing both of those things.
Right.
So, and I'm not going to just do both of those things, I'm going to do them big. So, I wonder now in retrospect if the fact that he kicked that door open, right, in 1982 and 1983 allowed for white audiences to be able to see black artists as like diverse and different, and which means that these mature dolls are now like, that Patti LaBelle, I want to sign her. She's good. And so she signs to MCA and gets a deal over there. It's a big major from Philly International to MCA.
Right. You know what? Thank you for putting that in perspective that yes, Michael Jackson was the primer for all of these heritage acts, people that we already
Mhm.
knew were, like you said, were all of a sudden becoming discovered. The whole Columbus effect, all of a sudden being discovered by broader audiences. Like,
Right.
oh,
I
this
just
artist-
learned there's a new artist I discovered.
yeah, she's really fun. She's got great hair, and so as you mentioned, Patty has left Philly International, and now
Mhm,
she's on MCA Records.
mhm.
And we got to mention at this time, Gerald Busby is in charge of black music over there at
Yes.
MCA, and MCA has Jody Watley,
Mhm,
Bobby Brown, New
mhm.
Edition. Who am I missing?
Oh, there's
Um,
about the Jets. One of my
the
favorites.
Jets, absolutely.
Jesus.
So MCA got the black on lock.
Right.
They've got the blackness on lock. But here we have Patti LaBelle, who is concretely staunch R&B artist,
Mhm.
right? Um, Breakout the LaBelles, they did all their thing. They did a rock and soul
Rocking. Oh
thing.
yeah. Mhm,
And as a soloist, she's complete the Philadelphia sound. She's
mhm.
R&B through and through. Now, what is MCA going to do with this mature doll? What kind of music are they going to give the public that people are going to eat up? And so we see one of the very first offerings comes in
Mhm.
the form of a song on the Beverly Hills soundtrack.
Beverly Hills
And
Cop. Yep.
Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack starring Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
And sidebar, there's another song on the same soundtrack by a trio of mature dolls who have
Yes.
kind of gone through the same thing. It's like this era of the 80s, I don't know what it is about mature black women, but the people were eating them up.
Yes.
And so they ate up Patti LaBelle because Patti LaBelle had, well, this was Stir It Up before the New Attitude, but
Yeah.
New Attitude was out of there because that was
Yes.
something that they could sell. I remember I heard the song in
Yep.
commercials. They were selling hair care products, selling pantyhose, everything with New Attitude, you name it.
Yep.
But Stir It Up is a special song though, J.
Mm-mm.
Ray. And I think
Mm-mm.
I told you what I think the recipe behind Stir It Up is, but what do you think of Stir It Up when you hear it?
Oh, no, Stir It Up is like squarely an 80s jam. And the reason why I say it in that way is there are some songs that you listen to that you're like, oh, this is just like a timeless sound. The
Mhm.
1980s had a very specific synthesized sound where now synthesizers are kind of part of it. Producers are not using live musicians in the same way anymore. Live musicians are playing these synthesizers, right? So
Right.
Stir It Up is that. You know what I'm saying? Stir It Up is, but it's also rooted in blackness. Like Stir It Up is like you know what I'm saying? You can do a thing to it.
I say "Stir It Up" is a church pop song. It's a praise and worship hybrid. It's got, like you said, it's fully synthesized, right?
Mhm.
Fully synth pop. There's no live drum. That's a drum
Mm-mm.
machine keeping that
Yep.
beat. But that beat is a church clap. That's a dun
Yes.
dun 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 dun
Dun,
dun.
dun,
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 dun.
dun,
And
dun.
there are several black songs that are breaking into the pop landscape with that kind of with
Mhm.
that vibe, with that what I call the church clap beat. But Stir It Up is that. The lyrics is about this woman who is, shaking things up and changing things. And that's the through line for Patti LaBelle in this moment, is that through these new songs, she's telling the story like, hey, remember me? I'm back. I'm a little bit older, but I've changed things up. I got a whole new look, and we're gonna get into the
We're gonna
looks.
get into the
Yeah,
look in a minute.
in a minute. But I've got a whole new look and I've got a brand new sound. So get into it. Here I am.
Yeah, so interesting factoid is by the time New Attitude, first of all, New Attitude, also from the Beverly Hills Cop soundtrack, as DJ Sir Daniel mentioned, is a runaway hit in like the black community. Because first of all, it's okay. It's all the hallmarks of Patti LaBelle. So it's like it's high from the beginning, where Stir It Up is a simmer and
Mhm.
then it goes up. New Attitude is riding high. Like she's up there at the beginning, right?
At the beginning. And historically, we got to say that this is the 80s.
Yeah.
We're talking about Reaganomics.
Mm-hmm.
Women are largely the leaders of their households now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so you've got, this is the era of the woman's anthem, the new woman's
Yes.
anthem. You've
Yep.
got Donna Summers. She's got Work Hard for the
Yep.
Money. Now
Yep.
I got a new attitude. I
Mm-hmm.
put on my makeup. I'm gonna do all kinds of things to my hair because I've got to make it now. I have to make things happen for myself. So yes, you're absolutely
Yeah.
right, Ray.
So interesting that you mentioned that, because if you go back and you watch the New Attitude video, I in preparation for this show, I went back and I watched it. So Patty, here's what happens. Patty is very demure. She's in her best Dorothy Vornak white suit,
Mhm.
skirt suit. It's a lot
Yes.
going on. Shoulder pads happening, and her hair is just like a regular curl. She went to
Mhm.
the hairdresser and got it curled. Well, Patty she comes in and she does the first verse like that, and then she goes into the dressing room and she comes out all black sequins number with the hair. So there's like I don't even know how to describe this hair. It is
Well,
straight up. It is
should we just show the
straight.
picture?
Huh?
Should we
Yes.
just
Oh,
show
we
the
have
picture?
pictures. Listen, y'all. And we want we're gonna describe what Patti was serving in these pictures. So give me 1 second because I'm gonna pull this up.
So
So
what I think J. Ray was describing was the vase hair.
yes,
I
this
call it the vase hair.
the vase hair, and it was specifically the one we're looking at. 3 pictures of Patti in the
Mhm.
era. There's the one on the left that we're looking at is Patti with kind of the bowl vase. It's like a big circle, right? And then the one in the center is like the stir it up. What is this? A tease hair?
So I call this, and I believe that the black women in the 80s called this look. It was called the poodle cut.
The poodle cut.
Because no, yes, because at the very top they would take the hair at the top, they would section it off and cut like and cut it into a platform where it was like this spiky hair at the top. You would either wear it spiky like that,
Yes.
or they would curl it, and then they would leave the hair that was left down to their shoulders straight, and so it would resemble a poodle. You know how
Yeah.
poodles would get the little curly top,
Yeah.
and then they'd have their ears hanging down.
Yep.
And so that's what this is, but it's straightened at the top.
It's straight
And of
at the
course,
top.
it's the 80s, so you have to have a headband every now and then.
Absolutely. And then on the right is performance Patti. This is actually Patti at
Mhm.
Live Aid, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But Patti has the straight hair, but it has like a lot of accoutrement in the hair. And
I think those
while
are
we're
baby's breaths. Baby breath. That's isn't
baby's
that what
breath,
that is?
that's
Yeah.
that is what that's called. We need to give a shout out to Norma Harris Gordon. She was the woman who was doing Patti LaBelle's hair in this era. And baby, these were works of art that she was creating for Patti to put on top of her head because Patti would just have this hair sitting up there.
I would go further to say that that Norma helped Patty to become an icon.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because when your look, the way you present can be mimicked and is used to as a Halloween costume, or is parodied, and it still points back to you because you did it. That's iconic, and you've become an icon. So yes, shout out to Norma.
Shout out to her. So 1984 becomes Patti LaBelle's breakout year. New Attitude goes to number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100. This is Patti's first pop crossover hit. Her first as a solo artist, right? Because she has a whole other life with Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells and LaBelle. So that's another story. But so coming in, so there's a lot of momentum around Patti LaBelle. And Baby Hollywood comes calling. So, of course, we talked about Sir Daniel in 1985. Patti LaBelle gets her own special, the Patti LaBelle Show. It's a
Mhm.
one night special, and of course, we talked about the fact that Patti LaBelle and Cyndi Lauper performed
Yes,
together. They did Lady Marmalade and was it True Colors?
I believe it's True Color. Yes.
Yeah, and
Wait, was it?
Time After
Yes.
Time.
No, you're right. Time
Yep.
after time, which was huge for Cyndi Lauper.
Yes, because she was new.
Huge.
Yep.
Yes. She's right out the box. She was kind of new when you
Mhm.
hear about Cindy's history. She had been
Yeah.
clawing her way to the top for a minute too. But this was a huge moment for Cyndi Lauper to kind of share her moment with an established, older black musician, and for Patty to have this variety show and to
Yep.
open up her space to this up and coming ingenue. It was just one of those things where we still looked back to it on this day with affection, because Patty, there's a part where they're sitting down singing Time After Time, and
Yes,
it's kind of a mammy moment where
it
where
is.
Cindy is nestled in Patty's bosom, and it's very mothering, and it's very lovely, and white people love that kind of stuff. So it was a moment. It was a moment for both of them, but it was great. They both like Patti, you could tell Patti was impressed that Cindy was hanging with her,
Yeah.
and Cindy was just having the time of her life.
Yeah. So one of the things we talked about in that episode too is the fact that Patti is really introducing herself to the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, which is crazy, right? Because she's 21 years into her career, and literally Patti LaBelle is a star. Black
Yes.
Black folks are like,
She's black
that is Patti
famous.
LaBelle. She's black famous, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's now introducing herself to this entirely new audience. In 1985, she gets a special, but Sir Daniel, another amazing thing happens in 85, and that's Live Aid. Live Aid is this huge concert. Bob Geldof in the UK puts together this concert, but it happens in the UK and then it happens in Philly. So it's happening internationally at the exact same time, right? So there are performances that are kind of running concurrent with performance that, in both countries. Patti LaBelle is on the bill for Live Aid, but Sir Daniel, I mentioned this to you when we were getting ready for this show. I didn't know this because I was a kid and I didn't see it, right? I don't even think it aired here. We're about to play Patti LaBelle's intro in a minute. I'm not sure if it aired in the US, but because we're about to watch a Portugal version. But here's the dope thing about Patti LaBelle. So she's on the Philly show, which makes perfect sense. The Philly show, okay. Patti LaBelle is one of the final acts to perform at the Philly show. So here's who Patti LaBelle is coming before, and this matters, okay? Patti LaBelle is getting a 30-minute set. She has a 30-minute set. That's a long set in a thing like this. She is coming before Hall & Oates, Mick Jagger, Bob Dylan, and then We Are the World happens. So Patti LaBelle is one of the final 5 acts that hit the stage that day.
Wow.
That's huge.
That is huge. And I'm thinking and looking at the acts that she's lumped in with, they kind of are from the same era. Well, I know at least Mick Jagger is, and Bob
And
Dylan.
Tina Turner was there with Mick Jagger, by the way.
You see what I'm saying? So I think it was done on purpose, which was very smart. But yeah, these benefit shows were huge in the mid 80s. And they would often interrupt regular programming, scheduled programming, to bring these to you so that they could raise awareness and raise money. People would call in, they would call in on 800 numbers and donate money live while these things were going on. So I'm interested. I can't wait. And if you're lucky enough to be in here while we're recording this, because we have an audience of our loyal listeners and viewers that is getting to share this moment with us. You're not going to be able to see this because we ain't trying to get flagged on YouTube. But we're about to watch this Patti LaBelle's introduction, and the person that's we're going to talk about it. Let's just run it.
Talk about it, and then we're going to talk about it. My God.
Listen, first of all, did you see this? It was a sea of people.
Yes.
But and she matched that energy. She came out the gate on 100. Jerry, she was singing for the people that was in Philadelphia. She was singing for the people in Delaware.
Yes.
People in Delaware could hear her. That's crazy. God.
Yeah. So there are so many things that you can parse through. So for folks to watch this, we'll make sure that it's in the description for this show. But I think what's important to remember is, one, that's now a 42-year-old. The fact that she is commanding that stage and commanding that space. This is for Live Aid, who they're raising money for, folks in Africa. This is a big, big deal. And I love that they saw the power. you have to know when you're booking her for that slot what she's going to give you. And they
Because
knew.
because by that time you've had the audience has sat through maybe what five groups already, and
Oh, way more.
energy.
No, they've been there since 9 a.m.
Oh Lord. So and you saw that crowd at that time of day. Whoever is put on the stage has to shift the energy. I
Yep.
mean, you have to recycle it, you gotta shift it, you gotta
Yep.
revamp it up. And Patti LaBelle is the person that comes in and will do that. Who you think I have? Patti LaBelle or somebody? So and she's literally she's an energy, what's the word I want to use? An energy conduit. You know, there are
Yeah.
people that you associate with energy. Tina,
Yep.
another mature doll.
Mm-hmm.
Patty. There's people that cannot be contained
Yeah.
especially when they're on stage. And we know for a fact that you do not, if you're in a pass the mic situation, you do not pass the mic to Patti LaBelle
Because
and think you
that
can get it back.
happened, and that next year, we talked about this on one of those shows where, of course, Diana
1983.
Ross, yeah, Diana Ross, they're at Motown, went back to the Apollo, and Diana Ross is there, and giving a, can anybody help me? And Patty,
Yoink.
you don't even have to ask.
I mean, she gave me the mic.
She get, and so that's the thing about Patti LaBelle. You know that when you know that if you're giving Patti LaBelle the mic, she is going to like burn the mic up, and you're not going to be able to pick it back up.
Mm-mm.
So you have to be really strategic about where she sits.
Yeah, and I think again, harping on the fact that she is one of the mature dolls at this point in her career, one, she knows this is a second chance. And any
Yes.
moment that I'm in front of a large audience, especially if I'm invited to be on a television special that's going to be beamed into millions of people's homes, that equates to sales, that equates to ticket sales, that equates to me having another leg in my career. So whenever I have the opportunity, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you 100%. And then she can't, and when you're coming up in the Chitlin circuit days,
Mm-hmm.
coming up on the scene, and you went through talent shows to become known and to hone your craft. You're not half stepping.
Mm-mm.
There's nobody that's going to out sing you. Those people, they lived, breathed, eat, performing. They rehearsed all the time so that when the time came and you were presented with that opportunity, you were giving it 100%. So that's where she comes from. And so she's not going to give you less than 100%. And to this day, she's still doing the same thing.
Yeah, man. Like, so if we think about this era, Patty continues to hit the pop charts. So of course we get the eternally iconic duet in 87 with Michael McDonald, On My Own.
So many times. You know what? I just realized that their verses both start the same lyric,
Yeah.
but the way that they both approach them is completely different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. And to that point, one of the things that you mentioned actually as we were preparing for the show, and I think it's important, is that um On My Own gets to show Patty in restraint, like she's showing
Mhm.
restraint in this song. Because one of the things we loved about Patty well, I'm gonna use an I statement. I'm not sure, Sir Daniel, but I remember Patti LaBelle used to do, my God, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And she would tear all the award shows down. She would kick off a shoe. Judy Garland could never. Okay.
Could never. And because that became part of her
Yep.
repertoire. It's like when people literally if she was gonna end the show and she didn't sing somewhere over the rainbow, people thought something was wrong.
Right, like, what's
But
wrong
I'm
with
sure it
that?
was one of those moments where it was like, "All right, good night, everybody. I can't, I can't." And people like,
Somewhere over
"No, we want more. We want."
the
I'm really tired, but okay,
rainbow.
here we go.
Yes, and we
Somewhere
go
over the
in.
rainbow.
Yeah. So on my own is one a timeless classic. Gave her another pop hit. Michael McDonald is forever our dude. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And Patti LaBelle got a chance to sing a little different.
Yeah.
And this is a squarely a pop song.
Squarely a pop song, squarely a yacht rock
Yes.
ballad.
Mm-hmm.
So she's checking off all the boxes.
Mm-hmm. And so we round out the decade. Patti LaBelle's incredibly successful 1980s, especially that back half of the decade, with "If You Ask Me To," which was for the soundtrack to James Bond's License to Kill, which
Mm.
is super dope.
You know, Patty wasn't the only mature doll to have a James Bond song.
No. Uh-huh.
Gladys Knight had one.
Tina Turner.
The mature dolls. We had it good in the 80s, Jay. And you
We
know what?
really did.
We really did, and I think the fact that we got that version of them, we
Yep.
got that version of the Pointer Sisters, we got the
Mhm.
mature Donna Summer, we got
Mhm.
the who else? Gladys, we got those mature
Patty
Diana,
Austin, Diana Ross, all
we
of
got the
them.
mature doll versions, and that was when they were at the height of their superpowers.
Absolutely.
So I think one of the things we could take away from this conversation is that we know that especially nowadays everybody has a shelf life, particularly female artists,
Mm-hmm.
and if they and we've nowadays sex is such a crutch that is heavily relied on, that once you get to a certain age you're deemed not viable, you're deemed not a moneymaker anymore. But we had a magical time in the 80s where the mature dolls came out and they raked in the dough. Gave us classics and they became iconic.
Yes, absolutely. So, shout out to the Patti LaBelle, who, as of the taping of this, is still on tour with Stephanie
Mhm.
Mills and Gladys Knight and Shaka Khan, tearing down houses all over the world. But yeah, we are happy to celebrate Patty's iconic pop culture breakthrough. And thank y'all for hanging out with us as always on Q Points. If you can see our faces and hear our voices, go ahead and subscribe to the show. Tell your friends, tell your family, colleagues, anybody you think would like Q Points, because if you love it, chances are they will love it too. Visit our website at qpoints.com where you can listen to the entire archive of episodes of the show, and there is a lot to see. We are live every single solitary Thursday, most times, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can tune in on YouTube, on Facebook, on our Substack, which is where you should be to get all the extra stuff for Q Points, and on Instagram too. And once again, shop our store. We keep the lights on here at Q Points. So if you visit store.qpoints.com, you can buy merch, you can buy all types of other stuff. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all.
Thank you once again. And like I always say, in this life, you have an opportunity. You can either pick up the needle or you can let the record play. I'm DJ Sir Daniel.
And my name is Jay Ray, y'all.
And this is Q Points Podcast, dropping the needle on Black music history. We will see you on the next go round. Ooh, 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 ooh.
I got a new attitude. Peace, y'all.